Yet another, I didn't make a video. Hopefully my audio is good, by the way. I'm in a different room, different house right now. But I didn't make a video after the Leverkusen loss because I was not sure how to process the Leverkusen loss because we lost, but it was to a team that's much better than us, right? Leverkusen is the much better team in all aspects of the game. They destroyed us 3-0, played us off the park. They won every second of the game against Bayern. Leverkusen won every second of the game against Bayern. So, I left that game like, you know what? Okay, if we end up losing the Bundesliga this season, I don't care. I won't be too sad because we are facing a very respectable, one of the best Bundesliga sides if it keeps going like this in Leverkusen, really. And so I'm like, okay, well, Tuchel, all right, fine. Champions League. This is Bayern's year for the Champions League. Like all our baskets in. Give us a good performance against Lazio this week in Rome, away from home in the first leg of the round of 16. After 2-3 months of waiting for the Champions League football to return, I'm like, okay, Bayern, let's redeem ourselves. Let's get back into the groove of things, right? Let's just win, and boom, let's go Champions League momentum. Let's build that Champions League momentum. And yet we pull up to Rome, and today we just, again, trash. It's trash. From the coaching to the management to the players. It's total garbage. Total garbage. Total garbage. And I don't know how much longer I could take this shit. I am not sure how much longer I could take shit like this. Because, that's one thing losing, right? If we lose and we play good football and we play the Bayern way and we threaten, it's okay. Then we probably got unlucky or anything. But when we play like we did today and we get fucked, we can't break a freaking park. We can't break, a park the bus. When we can't break lines, when we can't get shots on target, when we can't make fucking passes, this is where I draw the line. This is where I draw the line because I am not going to sit here as a Bayern fan. And no Bayern fan should ever do this. They should not sit there for 90 minutes and watch a group of guys who are supposedly some of the best players in the world not know how to string a couple passes together, make stupid, idiotic decisions. To watch a manager send such a soulless team out there, I can't tolerate it. I can't tolerate it, and it needs to change. And what's crazy about this is these are the standards of Bayern. This is the standards of Bayern Munich, okay? 2.5 weeks ago, our season was going fine. One of our best starts in Bundesliga history since Pep Guardiola. I think it was the fourth best start in Bundesliga history, or fourth or fifth, whatever it was. We're in the Champions League. We got first in the Champions League group. But now after getting washed by Leverkusen and washed by Lazio, really Lazio washed us. They washed us because we could not break their defense. We made 2 good chances. That's it. And in the end, we got no shots on target in 17 shots, 0 on target. Disgusting. Disgusting. And, I want to sit here and tell you, blame fully on Tuchel, sack Tuchel, get rid of some of these players, or just single out certain players. But the truth is that in these last 2 weeks, there's a worrying development going on at Bayern Munich. At Bayern München, there is a worrying development. The manager is looking like he's losing his way. Tuchel looks like he's losing his way. And not a single Bayern player is on form. Do you know how crazy that is? Not a single player in our starting 11 today against Lazio. And a single player on the bench, no one's on form. Second half of the season, Sane is showing up. Kane is ghosting. Muller's doing the best he can. I'm sorry, I just hit my mic, so if you heard a noise, I'm sorry. Muller is just trying his best. Musiala today, I know he was in a tough situation, but he was the only person that seemed like he gave a shit about turning the game around. Kimmich keeps getting injured, keeps not starting. He's not on the best of form all season. Goretzka is useless. Upamecano, again, I do feel bad for him on the penalty, but again, you cause a penalty in a Champions League knockout stage game. Kim is all right. Mazraoui and Guerrero just not really clicking, and Neuer is just doing his thing. So no one is playing stellar. No one is on form. And you combine that with Tuchel, who is just sending this team out so heartless, so soulless, so basic. This is what you get. You get a 3-0 pim slapping by Leverkusen, and you get a 1-0 embarrassment against Lazio. And you have teams like, and you guys, all respect to Lazio, great defense, really great defense, Lazio. Seriously. But Lazio is trash. Lazio is a trash garbage team. I need you guys to understand that. Lazio is terrible. This isn't a situation where you lose to a city, oh, they're a great team. You lose to a Leverkusen, oh, they're a great team. Lazio is a trash team, low standards, terrible players. Yet Bayern went out there, fell into their traps, couldn't break them down. Individual mistakes, handing the game over to Lazio, and they look like a great defensive team when they aren't. They're 8th in the Serie A. They struggle to score goals. They struggle to keep clean sheets, and they have that chain smoker Maurizio Sarri on the sideline. They're not a good team. They're not. But Bayern, the way they're playing, the lack of tactical ability from Tuchel, the lack of inspiration in the team, the lack of technical ability on the players' end is killing us. Is killing us. It's killing us, guys. And I want Leverkusen, I get Leverkusen is a team super technical. And this is what that exposed me. The Leverkusen game kind of exposed to me how much Bayern is behind in terms of technical quality to Leverkusen. And I want you to put aside, if you're a Bayern fan, I want you to put aside in general the general crap performance Bayern put today. Put it aside. Let's focus on details. Let's focus on details. Technical details. Technical details. So in our passing, the passing is not crisp. The passing is not quick. The close control from players is not good enough. The one-touch passing is not there. When we do pass and break, don't pass the ball behind. Anybody who has played football knows this. When you're trying to play forward out of the back to your wing backs, to your wingers, you want to play that ball in front of their feet. Every coach hates when you play ball to a fullback or a winger and it's behind them when you're trying to go forward. Little details like that so many times today, Musiala or Sane or Goretzka or Kane would play a ball to the wing areas behind the player, slowing the play down. That's just, it's a tiny detail, guys, but that's sloppy. At this stage of the season, Bayern, the team, we want this Bayern team to be, the expectations we have for this Bayern team is to have those technical details sorted. But we don't. We don't. Other technical qualities. Sane, Musiala, really, in my opinion, Sane today, if you just look at his dribbling alone, fantastic. Musiala, dribbling alone, fantastic. But it's what you do with your dribbling. And this doesn't really apply much to Musiala, more to Sane. He was so frustrating today. Second half of the season, Sane is officially arrived, man. And I don't know if we could turn it around. But Sane, Sane, you beat 1, 2, 3 players. There was multiple time in this Lazio game where Sane made those Lazio guys look like fools. But then what does Sane do after he beats those guys and destroys them? He makes the bad pass. He holds on to it too long to try and take them on again. Acting like this is some football in the park. It's not. This is a fucking Champions League game, Sane. You beat those players. You make the pass to Kane. You make an overlapping run. Get Musiala involved in the play. Do not just keep dribbling into dead space. Do not. Do not. Another issue that in this Bayern team is that, the Hansi Flick team, right? Even the Nagelsmann team, we would outwork our opponents. We would work harder than our opponents. In what made Hansi Flick's team special, especially really, really a special team, is that they would destroy teams 6-0, 4-0, 5-1, right? They would destroy these teams with these huge score lines. Yet when you look at the heat maps, the distance covered, the duels won, the work rate, they excelled more than any team. They worked harder than any team. Do you guys know how crazy? If you understand football, in 8-2, the game where Bayern pimp slapped and devalued Barcelona 8-2, you would expect a team that lost 8-2 to have been chasing shadows, and that total, their players would have the more combined distance. But no, Bayern blew Barcelona that night in terms of distance covered because they were running more, working harder, winning duels more. But this Bayern team just doesn't have that. They don't have that right now either. They don't have that right now either. Another thing, our play, Bayern's play is it's way too one dimensional. It's way too much one dimensional. Today, this was literally Bayern's play today. Okay, let's play out the back. Let's switch it out. Okay, now let's get to Musiala. Now let's get to Sane. Let's let them dribble 2 or 3 guys. But then, okay, they dribble 2 or 3 guys, but where is the support? When our fullbacks and our wingers get the ball, players, this goes back to working hard. The players are not working hard enough to show themselves as an option. When Mazraoui was getting the ball, his only options were back to Upamecano or Kim and Kimmich. Who knows where Goretzka is? Where's Goretzka? Is he opening up for a pass? Who knows? I think he's checking out his muscles in the mirror. Where's Sane? Where's Kane? They're just non-existent today. The team isn't working hard enough. The team isn't structured correctly. And I think Tuchel is in a mix of what he wants to do. You see, Tuchel keeps coming in the press conferences and keeps talking about this. Like, he keeps saying that in training, oh, we're playing great. In training, we're reaching the level we want to reach. And we're not reproducing it in the game. And I'm just questioning that. What is this mythical Bayern you're seeing in training that is so good in your eyes? Yet we show up to the football pitch and we play the garbage we played today. I want to know what that mythical Bayern looks like. Really, Tuchel, I want to know. Can we see some training footage? Can we see some training footage? Please, because I'm so tired of this football on the pitch. I'm starving to watch this team play good football. If it has to be in training, I'll do it. Because Tuchel, they're not replicating it on the field, and that's what matters the most. Who cares how well you train? Train as good as, in training, you could play as good as the 98 France team or the best Brazil teams of all time, like 2014 Germany. You could 2010 Spain. But if you don't show up on match day and produce it, why even say that, dude? Why? It doesn't matter. It's a mute point. Okay? It's mute. And I think Tuchel, he's just, I don't know. I thought he would have an identity picked out by now for this team, but he doesn't. We're as lost as ever. And we're in mid-February. It's Valentine's Day and we're as lost as ever, guys. What the fuck? What the fuck is all I have to say to that? You see, I feel like Tuchel today in this Lazio game specifically, he wants to play a counter-attacking system while also pinning Lazio back in their own half. So how does that work? I say counter-attacking system because he's saying to get the ball to Sane and Musiala and they take players on. But see, it's like almost a counter-attacking style. Hit them with your speed and everything and your dribbling. You see what the problem with that is, Tuchel? When you're playing a low block, Musiala and Sane can dribble 1 or 2 guys, and there will be 4 more guys they need to take on. It doesn't work, dude. It doesn't work. And when you try to play a system like that, where you're trying to play counter-attacking style, but also a high-pressing style, that leaves your defense very vulnerable. And I'm sorry, Lazio, I know I insulted them. They didn't do jack shit this game. And in the end, I feel if I have to say something about this Bayern team and the Bayern teams of the past couple of years, I will always give more leeway to the defenders. And the reason why I will always give more leeway to the defenders is because this Bayern team, the midfield and attack constantly puts our defense under a lot of unnecessary pressure. What I mean by that, this would happen under Flick, this would happen under Nagelsmann, and this is happening under Tuchel. Our midfielders and attackers would not properly maintain possession, lose the ball in stupid scenarios, and create counterattacks. Create counterattacks for the other team that gives them confidence. And if you keep counterattacking, you're bound to get lucky once. And today, Lazio, they countered. Immobile, I think it was Immobile dribbling the ball. He's dribbling. The players tackled him 4 times, and the ball kept ending up right back at his feet. He gets the ball out to the Danish guy. Upamecano blocks it, but he unfortunately stamps on his foot. Red card penalty, 1-0. This team isn't ruthless enough. This team isn't technical enough. Tuchel doesn't have the true tactics he really wants to get down. None of the players are on form. It's a culmination of a whole bunch of crap. But I don't know, dude. I don't know. I thought the first half today from Bayern was better, but we only created 2 chances. And you see what the shift was today in this Lazio game? The shift was that from the moment the second half started, Bayern wasn't keeping the ball. They were losing the ball in stupid scenarios. Lazio was able to keep the ball into our final third more. That gave them confidence. We kept on losing the ball in stupid situations, allowing them to counterattack, giving them confidence to attack us. Because in the first half, we dominated them. They could not get out of their own half. The defense and Kimmich were excellent at stopping any counters and winning their duels. In the second half, it was the complete opposite. It was seriously the complete opposite in the second half. And in the end, our goal, like Musiala, it came off of Musiala losing possession at the top of the Lazio 18 when he was trying to dribble more players when he could have recycled possession, passed it, kept it safe, and not lost the ball in such a dumb position. So it's a culmination of issues, man. In my opinion, Tuchel, we can't sack Tuchel right now because what Bayern needs to avoid for the future of Bayern, the future of this club, they need to not become a club that just becomes reactionary and just fires managers mid-season. This cannot be, Tuchel hasn't even been here a year, guys. He hasn't even been here a year. A year ago today, we beat PSG in Paris 1-0. A year ago today, we beat PSG in Paris 1-0. Today, we lost to Lazio away 1-0. A far inferior team with a far less convincing football, far less convincing. And we cannot be a club that just sacks and be reactionary. As much as I don't care if you think Tuchel's the right guy or not, right? We need to stick with him until the end of the season. Seriously. Don't sack him now. Let's see how everything ends. In my opinion, if we're really a serious team and a big team, we should still be able to beat Lazio 2-3-0 at home and still advance to the quarterfinals. But let's just wait and see. If performances continue like this, Tuchel out, but at the end of the season. And then we have a pick of some guys. My favorite would be Hansi Flick, if I'm being honest. My favorite would be Hansi Flick. And I just feel like in the end, you know what I really feel like this is? I just feel like this is karma. This is karma given to us by Salihamidzic and Oliver Kahn and all those guys, Herbert Heiner, who made the decision to sack Nagelsmann. Remember, they said we're sacking Nagelsmann because they were worried about losing Tuchel to Real Madrid and that they wanted to get him now, a high-quality manager, and to keep the treble safe. Yet 2 weeks within Tuchel's hiring, we were out of the cup and we got smashed 3-0 in the first leg of the Champions League against Man City in the quarterfinal. And I really just think this is karma, man. This really is. Because Nagelsmann, sure, he was having his issues in the league last season. Sure, I get it. But you guys, in the Champions League, he was building something. We were stellar. We were playing beautifully. Clean sheets. You guys, we got clean sheets against Barcelona twice. PSG over 2 legs. 2 clean sheets against Inter Milan, the team that made the final last year. And the team in Inter Milan, who's basically the same team, is one of the best teams in Europe this season, and they're dominating Serie A. And we sacked that guy who was actually building something. May I add that he had Choupo-Moting and Serge Gnabry and fucking Sadio Mane and all these guys and out of form Sane, and he was still producing these performances, relying on Choupo-Moting, guys. I don't care what anyone says. I don't care if you didn't like Nagelsmann. I don't care if you disagreed or agreed with the Nagelsmann sacking. But I'm sorry, if you give Nagelsmann, Kane, and all these players that we bought, he's cooking something, man. I'm sorry. He is cooking something. He would cook. Give him Kim, give him Kane, Sasha Bowie, who we just bought from Galatasaray. I'm sorry, man. I really feel like Nagelsmann would be producing much better attacking football right now with this team. I'm sorry. I just really believe it. I really believe it. So, karma striking. I really feel like it's karma. Bayern, man, I'm just tired. Let me check our next game, man. Let me just check our next game, dude. I'm honestly, I'm not excited to watch our next game. What is it? 2 losses in a row. By the way, 2 losses in a row. First time we haven't scored in 2 games in a row since 2015. It is also the first time Bayern has lost a round of 16 knockout game in the Champions League since 2011 or something like that. He's just setting all the wrong records. And we play Bochum away at 8:30 on on Saturday or Sunday. Let me see this. On Sunday we play Bochum. On the 18th we play Bochum 8:30 a.m. away from home. We then play Leipzig. We then play Freiburg, and then we have the Lazio game again March 5th on Tuesday at 12. You guys, this Bochum, this Leipzig, and Freiburg game, our expectations as Bayern fans is 3 wins, at least 2 clean sheets, and at least a couple goals in each game. Against Bochum, give me 3 goals. Against Leipzig at home, give me like a 3-1 win. Against Freiburg, give me like a 2-0, 3-0, 4-1. These are the scorelines I expect if Tuchel wants us to instill confidence in the squad again going into the second leg against Lazio 1-0 down at home. These are the things I need to see. So until then, man, we have to wait and see. We have to wait. I really think this Bayern team just needs a big win to put themselves into good momentum. I think we should be able to beat Lazio at home. Come on, we're at home. We should be able to beat them 2-1, 3-0. I don't know. But if we get knocked down in the round of 16 this year, you guys, we're embarrassing. That would be utterly embarrassing for Bayern. Utterly embarrassing. Since winning the treble in 2020, if that happens, quarterfinal exit, then round of 16 exit, I'm sorry, dude. That's just not good enough. If that happens, Tuchel, bro, you're getting sacked at the end of the season, and we have to bring a guy like Hansi Flick in. I'm sorry. We have to, because guess what, guys? Next year, the fucking final is in the Allianz Arena. It's in the Allianz Arena. The perfect opportunity for Bayern to exercise the demons of 2012 against Chelsea. We will have players in their prime, young players, a solid team. And, at the end of this conversation, all the crap I've talked about this team and how bad we're playing, on paper, this team has the quality. Sané is a quality player. Musiala, one of the best young players in the world. Kane, one of the best strikers in the world. Kimmich, I think, is still one of the best midfielders in the world. Mazraoui is one of the best fullbacks in the world. De Ligt, Kim, Upamecano, some of the best center backs in the world. Neuer, one of the best goalies in the world still. We have the quality. It's now time for Tuchel. You really need to win. Tuchel from here on out, really, let's be honest, Tuchel needs to go on a huge winning streak. 10, 12, 13-game win streak to save anything in this season. We can't drop points in the Bundesliga because Leverkusen will keep winning, and we cannot afford losses in the Champions League because it's the goddamn knockouts. That's all I had to say, man. That's all I had to say. If I made this video 5 hours ago, right after we lost, I would have been on here cursing, saying things I'd regret later on. But this is my more toned down approach, my more toned down take. And yeah, man, let's wait and see. I'm gonna leave it at that. If you made it this far, please let me know your thoughts in the comments. I love interacting with the Bayern fans. And yeah, big 3 weeks for make or break. This is the make or break of Bayern season. This next 3 weeks, we can't drop points in the Bundesliga. We have to destroy Lazio in the second leg. A lot of shit to do, man. Like and subscribe. I'll catch you guys in the next one.